So if you guys weren't at the talk yesterday, I'm gonna do a quick little recap because I think that they complement each other, and I want you guys to get all the information that I wanted to deliver at this expo. So please take notes. I always say this, guys. Our brain, no matter how strong we think we are, we're gonna miss something or we're gonna forget something. So please take notes. Yesterday, I spoke a little bit. Well, I spoke a lot about how to build a strong sales team. So I'm just gonna do a quick little recap. It's probably gonna be 6 minutes. If you guys have any questions, I do have my team here with me today. I got JC. Can you raise your hand? So if I'm busy at the moment, you could talk to my top guy there. Okay. So yesterday we spoke about how to build a deadly sales team. The reason why that's so important is because you guys want to be able to dictate your economy, right? People come into your place. You have lead flow. You have a lot of walk-ins, etc. You want to be able to service everyone that you come in contact with, right? That's the point of you guys having a location. Okay, so how do you do that? I said number one, whether you're a business owner or whether you're a sales representative, the first thing that you have to do is you have to be sold on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So I'll ask you guys, right? So question number one, I want to make this super interactive. You don't have to answer right now, but I will pick on you sometimes, okay? One of you guys, okay? So question number one is, what are you sold on? Okay, for yourself, for your business, for your employees. If you're an employee, if you're a sales rep, doesn't matter. What are you sold on? That's the most important thing. And if it's not what your goals really are, it's gonna be tough for you guys. Okay, and I hear this a lot because I've been doing this for a while. I've been able to work with over 250 companies, and we always find the exact same thing. Okay, whether you're a business owner or whether you're a sales representative, what you want is a person next to you or your leader to be at all sometimes. Okay, or if you're the business owner, you expect your employees to be top-notch employees, top-notch sales representatives. You expect them to go out of their ways to do things for you. And the reason why that does not happen most times is because of us, is because of the business owners. There's one thing I learned. I spoke about this yesterday. I'm a brand new father, so in that field, man, any advice you guys got from me, I'll take, okay? I'll be outside, okay? So my baby is about to be 9 months old in 2 weeks, and I get help from everybody. Okay, hey, man, what do I do? What do I do, man? So what happens when she's 14? They're like, Chris, man, she's 9 months. I said, what happens when she's 14, man? Just tell me right now so I can get my head around it, man. I was like, I don't know what to do. We started laughing, right? They said, look, I'll teach you one thing. Okay, and a lot of wise people tell me this. They say, look, in your household, what are you trying to teach? I said, well, that's a good question. I said, well, I try to teach everybody in my household exactly what I teach everybody. I said, cool. How do you act in your household? I said, well, I'm pretty disciplined at doing exactly what I teach. You know, obviously I'm a human being, so we all mess up, right? And it's like, cool. The reason I asked that, Chris, is because what you teach is not what everybody learns. Right? What's caught. Okay, so you could tell your baby girl to do one thing, but if you're doing something else, that's what she's gonna learn. So I tell you guys, as business owners, how do you act when you're around your team? As a sales representative, how do you act when you're around your peers or the leadership team? Because that's the environment that you guys need to build. But you could only do that if you're sold on something. So rule number one, what I went over yesterday, be sold on that one thing. What is that one thing? And then act on that one thing. Remember, actions are louder than words. That environment. There's 5 things that I want you guys to follow in order to make sure that happens so you guys could implement that. And I promise you guys, when you guys execute that, it's going to make the biggest difference in the world. Number one, it's setting the right goal. Setting the right goal. Okay, I'll give you guys an example. So a lot of people say, like, last couple of quarters, I was able to move 30 units. I'm just gonna give you guys a number. We're talking about sheds here. Okay, so I think this quarter I want to move 35 units. That's the goal now. Okay, as a business owner, as a sales representative, or whatever you are, the question that you should be asking is, how did I come up with 35? Did I just come up with 35 because it's more than 30? Because it's 5 more, so I could, I'm gonna get an extra 15 buildings a quarter? And then my question to you would be, is that 15 going to do something for your life? Is it going to change you? Is it going to help? Is it going to help your family? Right? And then people start thinking, maybe not, but it's a little increase. That increase does not matter because it's not real. And the point I'm trying to make here is that's why people don't hit that goal. And because people don't hit the goal, people continue to lower the target. That's the problem. And you start lowering and lowering and lowering until you start hitting something that you want to justify. Hey, that's what I'm doing. Let's get away from that. Okay, number 2, target. You, again, business owner, sales representative, I'm speaking to you. You have to know what your targets are. I'm gonna give you another example. If I'm a sales representative and I say, hey, I want to make 1,000 calls a month, right? Take whatever number you want. I'm just keep it simple for math. That means I have to make 250 calls a week, right? If we're working 4 weeks out of the month. I hope my math is right. I was thinking about the numbers. Okay. If I'm working 5 days out of the week, okay, that's 50 calls a day. If you look at it like that, it's not tough at all. But then my next question would be, okay, cool. You want to make 1,000 calls. I see you figured it out. You have to make 250 calls a week. You have to make 50 calls a day. Once you do that, does that even help you hit the goal that you're trying to hit? Right? Everyone's like, well, it's a start. Well, why don't you start right? Because there's a saying, right, that what doesn't start right doesn't end right. I want you guys to think about that. What doesn't start right doesn't end right. So then you have to rethink your targets. The more targets that you hit throughout the days, right, daily, weekly, monthly, the closer you are to the goal at the end of the year. Simple. Okay, number 3 was setting the right standards, the right environment. This is super tough. Okay, especially if we started off with different type of standards and now we want to change it because we want to make a stronger team, because we care about our team, because we want to produce, we want to be better, we want our families to be better, right? It's hard. So how do we change that, right? Again, that's with you. It starts with you, your environment, the people that you have around you, what you want to do, the way that you act, the way that you talk, the way that you help people, the way that you nurture people. Okay, that's who they will want to follow. That's who gravitates towards you. Okay, number 4, it's metrics. Once you have the metrics set, guys, the reason why I put that again, even though I spoke about it, is because you always want to change your metrics after a certain time. Something's only going to work for you a certain amount of time. Okay, if I have any people here who like to train on something or go to the gym, it's big in the gym space. If you want to get a certain type of body, you want to get ripped, you want to sit down, whatever it is, you can't continue to do the same thing over and over again. It's going to stop. Your body's not going to react to it anymore. In the beginning, it is because it's confusion. Your body's getting used to it. But then after that, it just becomes normal. And then nothing happens. Same thing with the metrics. When you set them, cool, and you're hitting them, cool. But then if you continue to do that just because you set it 6 months ago, it's doing nothing for you. So you have to continue to change your metrics. And then number 5, which is one of the most important things, is you want to train. One thing I hear a lot in the space is this. I've been doing this for X amount of years. Okay, I'm super experienced. I've been studying for 25 years, and I have some talent. Guys, experience and talent is only going to take you so far. It's tough. It's tough. And those same people, for the majority part, I hear this all the time. And I say, hey, cool, I'm going to ask you a tougher question. And the people that know me, they say, hey, Chris, sometimes I don't like talking to you because you ask the tough questions, man. I say, you have to. So let me ask you, so you've been doing this for 25 years. What's your increase in sales? Because you're so experienced. Because if you do it, I'd rather you do it the right way. Because your family's depending on it. Everything I do, guys, I think this is where we're all the same. The reason that we're here, the reason that we're learning, the reason that we build something, the reason that we want to become better is to be sure that we could deliver for our families. Those are our loved ones. Without that, then we don't have anything. Can we agree? Good. I'm in the right room. Thank you. So be the best version of yourself for them. That's why you want to train. That's why you want to train. And when you train, that's when you start to understand goals differently. You understand your targets. You understand your standards. You understand your metrics. And you go out there and you execute, which is the most important thing. But if you don't know that, then it's tough. Okay? So, and then that's when you train. And then, just because I want to go to a different topic today, just to end on what I was speaking about yesterday. So then when you train, you never hear, people say, well, I didn't have time to make the calls. I didn't have time to follow up. I didn't have time for the follow-up. I didn't have time to write the email. I woke up late. I want to sleep early. You don't have time for that. because everything makes sense. And the reason is because you are acting a certain way, so the people around you are going to act a certain way because you guys are going towards the same vision, same goal. And it doesn't feel like work anymore. And what I tell everybody is this. My goal is not to make you guys wake up at 4:30 and start working. My goal is to have you guys working the exact same hours that you're working and be able to multiply by 3 the results that you're getting. The same amount of hours. We've done it hundreds of times. All right, I got my guy saying, he'll tell you if I'm lying. You guys can look up the numbers. Hundreds of times. Simple steps. Okay? Again, guys, if you guys want more information about these, because yesterday I went into detail with these, we'll talk. Okay? That's what I'm here for. But today I want to talk about something different. Okay? I want to talk about objections. Okay? Sales world, objections. So who here hears objections when you're working? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay, so who here hears objections just in your regular day? If you're talking to family members, if you're talking to friends, if you're talking to someone in the store. Okay, it's everybody. So just because I want us to be awake, I'm going to ask again. I just want everybody to raise your hand, okay? Please, help me out. Oh, man, we're awake now. I love it. I love it. Okay, guys, trust me. If you guys are nervous, raising your hands. I'm nervous up here. Okay, I'm just like you guys, right? I'm a laid back guy. So, look, objections. The reason why I want to talk about objections is because in sales, the more objections that you're able to overcome, the more money that you're going to be able to make, the more deals that you're going to be able to close, the easier life is going to be, the better for your family, correct? Cool. But in the real world, which we're all living in, the more objections that you're able to overcome, the more successful you're going to be. That's all I care about. I care about your success. I care from taking you from A to Z. So what objections are you facing? Because I don't really want to talk about the objections during the sales process, because I'll tell you guys one thing that changed my life forever. Whatever I'm facing when I'm selling, when I'm trying to get the deal in, I'm only facing that because I'm facing an internal objection. So you're like, well, okay, Chris, can you elaborate a little about that? Absolutely. Okay, so this is what I want you to write down on your piece of paper. I promise it's going to change your life. Number 1, I want you to write down the word stall. S-T-A-L-L. I see the color. He's shaking his head. Chris shaking his head. Yeah, they know. They train with me. Okay, stall. The second word I want you to write down is complaint. A complaint that you guys get. And the third word, objection. I don't have any cash. You have cash on you, Jay-Z? I was going to offer $100 if somebody could give me the differences. Okay, what's the difference between these 3 words? Does anybody know? Does anybody want to be brave? Raise your hand.
Hesitation, stall.
Okay, good. Hesitation, stall. Cool. So we got hesitation. How about for complaint? Denial. Price is too high. I heard someone say price is too high. Okay. Okay, what's an objection? I can't come up with a down payment, so it's kind of the price, right? So then what's the difference between an objection and a complaint now? Nothing? Okay, good. I love it. I like you guys thinking. See, this is how we teach. I love it. So there's differences in all 3. And the reason why we can't deliver on what we need to do most cases in our personal lives, which is going to transition into our professional lives, is because we don't understand the differences between these 3 things. Okay. I think someone said that stall was denial. Is that okay? So stall by definition is to prevent from moving forward. I want you to write that down. A stall is to prevent from moving forward. Okay, let's talk about a stop sign for a second. Okay, if we're driving or we're walking, there's a red light. Okay, what's the red light doing? Stalling you. Is it going to keep you from getting to the other side? No. Then why do we let it sometimes? It's just a stall. It's just a little hiccup. The reason is because I'm explaining in a second, so let me not get ahead of myself. A complaint is something that someone is unsatisfied with. So when I heard price, yeah, I agree. I think that is a complaint when people are unsatisfied with it. Now, it might be for several amount of reasons. Number one, it might be that maybe at the moment we or they don't have the exact money that, for it's not hurt. Because if you ask me to give you guys $10 million right now, I don't know, I'm cutting off my both arms, my both legs. But you ask Elon Musk to give you 10 million, you take it out of his bank account, he'll probably be like, did you guys take out money from a bank account? I don't know. Did I get an Uber or something? Right? He's not going to feel it. Right? So why is it a complaint for me, but not a complaint for them? Exactly. So what I'm going to ask you guys, because she hit it right on, it's perspective. That's what I want to teach you guys today, is perspective. What's a stall for me, what's a complaint for me will never be an objection to me. So an objection, by definition, is something that you will agree with. So if someone is telling me the price is too high and I agree with them, I validate that somehow because I think the same way, it's going to become an objection. And then when you agree with somebody, you will never be able to move forward. I'll give you the easiest example. My wife and I, we love to eat out for some reason. I don't know if you guys could tell. Okay. And we have this favorite restaurant, but it's literally an hour and a half away from us. So I tell her one day, I say, hey, you want to go eat at our restaurant? I want to go eat there. She says, I do. But it's an hour and a half away, so it's 3 hours, right? With no traffic. And we have a baby in the car, so I'm like, okay. So there's two ways I could go about this. Number one, I could take it as a complaint. Okay? Or number two, I could agree with her and we're not going to go there. Because number one's going to sound like this, right? If I agree with her, you're right, it's too far. And so we should pick another place. Right? That's off the table. Or number two, I could agree with her, you're right, it is too far. Right? And we do have a baby in the car. We've done it before. What would be the difference today? Or let me just ask you a stronger question. Or is it that you really just don't want to eat that today? I think that's it. Could just only be that. And she says, no, Chris, you're right. We've done it several times. I was just feeling lazy. But yeah, let's go. Let's do it. We're going to go eat at the restaurant. But we so many times do not know the differences between a stall, a complaint, and an objection that we treat everything like an objection. But before talking about sales, I want to talk about our personal lives, because that's what we're trying to fix first. We're trying to be that example. So in your personal life, I want you guys to think, what's that one thing that you've been trying to accomplish that you haven't been able to because you're agreeing with some things that are hitting you that won't allow you to get there? Your complaints that you're making objections, your stalls that you're giving too much power to that you're making them objections. Because I promise you, like I taught yesterday, that's being caught by your team, by the people around you. I can't say I'm going to be disciplined, and then in my household, my wife is watching me do something completely different. I can't tell everyone that we're able to train and speak to that, hey, you should be disciplined, you should do this, and I'm getting up at 6 a.m. every single day. Right? I'm like, well, like, I don't know if this happens to you guys. Exactly. But I don't know about like you guys, but when that alarm clock goes off for me at 4:30, man, I'm hurt. I want to hit the snooze like 10 times. But all I do is I look over and I say, okay, it's game time. Because if not, I'm a hypocrite. I need to teach my household first. I need to teach myself first. And then the people around me will follow. Can we agree? And then because I'm beating the sun up every single day. Now I'm like, okay, cool. I open the calendar, no white space. I know exactly what I'm going to do every single. I even have, and I spoke about this yesterday. My breakfast is in there. My lunch is in there. My dinner is in there. And everything I have on the calendar, my wife's attached to. Why is that? I even have family time on there. It's not because, if I don't have that there, I'm not going to make time for my family. Everything I do is for my family. Everything I do is for my family. But I need to be able to deliver for them. So I want to ask you guys today, man, the internal objections, they are the one thing that are going to hurt you the most. you need to write them down on a piece of paper, because for everyone is different. We all struggle with different things. We all struggle, by the way. Okay. I'm lucky to be up here today speaking to you guys. And I've been doing this for a while, but man, I struggle. I'm the first one to call myself out. Anybody could call me out. I'm the first one to call myself out. But what's the bigger picture? Remember that. Yesterday, I spoke about 3 truths, and I want to do that again today because I want to help you guys out. So when you're writing down your internal objections, which what I'm asking you guys to do today, I want you to write down what you think your truth is behind it, because the reason why it's still an objection to you is because you're going to validate it somehow, which is going to make it an objection. You're going to agree, oh, well, I can't do it because of that. Right? Like I can't play basketball because I'm too short. A lot of people did it. A lot of people are still doing it. Right? I can't be a pro athlete because of that. That's on me now. Okay? But I want you to write those down, and then there's 3 truths. There's yours. So what's true to you? I want you to get with the closest person that you have by your side, and I want you to ask them, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. Okay, these are my internal objections. This is how I feel about it. This is how I think about it. This is my truth. What do you think about it? And I want you to be 100% honest with me. Have them criticize you. And then I want you guys to look at each other. I want you to say, okay, now this is my perspective. This is your perspective. What's true? And you want to go after that. Okay? One thing that we do in our company a lot, it's if there's an argument or something going on, we're quick, face to face. Let's go. Right? I do this with my wife too. What's the problem? Hey, I'm innocent. You're the victim, so I'm going to say my story. You're going to say your story. What's really going on? Because you have to hit that today. You have to expose yourself today. And those internal objections have to end today. Okay? Business owners, right? There's a lot of things like, oh, I can't do that today, or I can't do that, or this and that. I don't know. If a third person was looking in, what's their truth? Salesperson, man, you're giving me a DNC list, a do not call list, or you're giving me a list that's 100 years old or whatever. I can't call that list. Well, what's your objection now? And that stops us, guys. It stops us. So who here, by raising hands, who here has kids? Oh man, I'm in the right room. I'm saying I'm in the right room. Okay. Who here with their kids really encourages them to do whatever they want? If it's all great, right? The better good, right? So nobody else encourages the kids. Hey, go out there and start walking. I'm trying to get my little girl to start walking, right? We do. Everyone does. So the point I'm trying to make here is, where does that stop? And why does that stop? Because if we go back to little kids, like I said, mine's only 9 months old, but if my little girl says, hey, I want to be an astronaut, which I hope she doesn't want to be, but if she does, that's what she wants to be, I'm going to tell her, Aaliyah, you can be an astronaut. And I'm going to help you become an astronaut. And nothing's going to stop you. Okay, and then now 17 starts coming around, 18, 21. It's kind of tougher to be an astronaut, right? It's kind of getting in the way now. There's more objections. Now, I'm going to change what I'm telling her when she's 21 than when she was 5 years old. Why? Because the world got harder. Because the only thing that changes is your perspective. Because people are still astronauts. The same kids that, I want to be a doctor when I grow up. I want to be a surgeon. Yeah, you can be, and I know you can be. You're going to be the best doctor there is in the world. 22, man, it's expensive to be a doctor. So what happened when she was 5 or when he was 5? Perspective. Internal objections. Your complaints, you're agreeing with something. The sooner that you guys expose yourselves, you help somebody else criticize you, which is a good thing. You'll figure out what the truth is, and then you'll be able to start attacking that. That's what I want you guys to do. Everyone here needs to go after the potential. That's where I come in. That's where, whether you like it or not, that's the truth. You have to go after your potential. If you're not going after your potential, you're not being the best version of yourselves for your loved ones. I use that every single time. So this thing here today, that's what I want you guys to take away. because the more objections, which I hope that you don't have any soon, that you learn to overcome in life, the more successful you're going to be. I promise you that. But if you keep lingering on to them, you're gonna remain stuck. And I feel that success, your personal success, is your true happiness. It's not money, right? Like I do like talking about money, things like that, but it's not money. It's your happiness. It's your freedom. It's your time with your family. It's a time that you have to see them grow, to push them, to encourage them, to be the example for them. Okay, I love my mom. My mom, so a little backstory, just because I'm gonna talk about this so it can make sense. I have an older sister. She's 2 years older than I am, and my dad walked out on us when I was like 6 months old. Sad story, whatever, whatever. Okay, it is what it is. My mom was super great. I didn't even feel I didn't have a father. Okay, but she did. But he did. I'm sorry. And we grew up in Los Angeles, California. Okay, Hollywood, famous Hollywood. Okay, what I remember till I was maybe like 14, 15, I did not see my mother. She had 2 to 3 jobs to put different food on the table for us. My mother migrated over from El Salvador, so I'm half Salvadorian. Okay, so she also had a language barrier that she was dealing with. So it's tough. Okay. So to me, that's Superman. Okay. To me, she's everything. She's always been. She always will be. My wife's like, man, can you give me some credit? I'm like, hey, come on, man, that's my mom. Of course I'll give you credit. We're married. That's my mom. Okay. We do everything for our families. I say, hey, look, I got a mother-in-law. We sometimes bump heads, but we do everything for her too. Okay. And so the reason why I'm bringing up my mother is because she did all that, and she always told me, Chris, mijo, when you grow up, you're gonna be a wonderful man, and you're gonna do whatever. And I know it, like I know it. And I always say, thank you, right? She always told me, come on, Chris, go for it, train, go hard, go hard. Okay. Now that I'm older, okay, my mom's still Superman. The only thing I think about is this. I know her position was different. I know that she had to take care of 2 kids, single mother in a expensive city. But my only question is this. Why didn't you continue to do it? I know you had objections. I know it was tough. I'm not taking anything away from you. You're Superman. You're the best example. I had the best childhood. My sister and I, we grew up great. Because now that I'm older and I have a kid, I think about the same thing. Of course I'm going to tell her, push. You can. It's tough. Get over it. But if I can't do it, things are caught, not taught. That's why your internal objections are so important. I can't remember what I was saying on the way here. Like today, when we were walking over from the hotel, I was talking to my guy JC, and I said so. I can't remember what it was, but then I looked at him and I said, "That's my internal objection, right?" We just started laughing. I forgot what it was, because that's how we think about things. So I'm gonna ask you guys. I'm gonna beg you guys. I'm gonna implore you guys. Take yesterday's topic. Take today's topic, put those 2 things together, and I promise you, not only will your household change, which is the most important thing. Okay, who you are as an example, as a leader to your loved ones, to your extended families, right? Giving them that example, that's the most important thing. But if you could do that in your household, I promise you, wherever you go, you're going to be able to do wonders. But you can't do that if that's not the way in the household. So get rid of the internal objections, know the differences, never give them any authority, any power, and let's roll. Right? Let's get to the war room. Okay? I have a couple, like 20 minutes. I probably won't take the whole time, but now I do just want to talk a little bit about sales. Okay? I want to give you guys something in sales that I want you guys to use, learn today, take it back, you use it, have your team use it. It's going to be the easiest thing that you guys ever do. Okay? It's ADT. My team here knows. Okay, ADT, write it down, the letter A, the letter D, and the letter T. ADT. And you guys could do this with your kids, with your family. Doesn't matter. Okay, the A is for agree. You want to be able to agree with everybody. Hey, the restaurant's too far? Absolutely. All right, so absolutely, I know. It's an hour and a half away. We start laughing. You know, my wife's from Mexico, so I say, hey, the flight to Mexico is 4 hours and 20 minutes, and I never hear you say it's too far. Right? We're on the plane. We're packing the bags. You're super excited. We're going to Mexico. Okay, that's 4.5 hours. That's more than driving there and driving back. No break, right? It's not an objection. She's just complaining. So you see where I'm coming from? Okay. So A is always agree. You want to be able to agree. The D is you want to be able to duplicate. This is going to be maybe the toughest thing. I don't know. For me, it was the toughest thing. Meaning you want to be able to repeat what people are saying in your own words. Why? Because you really want to learn. You want to learn to be able to agree with people the right way because you want to service people. You don't want to sell people. You want to service people. Can we agree that service is senior to selling? Okay, good. Right? You want to take care of people. Genuinely take care of people. That's how you become the best. Okay, so if you're able to duplicate, it's because you're training yourself. Hey, where are they coming from? Because I need to understand that to better service them. Okay, and then the T is when you know that, now you're able to transition back into your topic of conversation. So where was the conversation? How do you understand what's going on, and where do you transition to make sure that you're going down the right path? Okay, quick example. I'm cold calling. Got the phone on speaker, okay? Cold calling. Someone says, you know, I'm giving them a call. Hey, Chris, you're Pittman Academy, whatever. They're like, hey, man, I'm busy right now. Good. Right? See, good. Man, I only love to speak to busy people. I know where you're coming from. Since I got you on the phone, let me ask you this. My first question. Simple. Man, it sounds so simple, but people can't do it just because you don't train on it. When someone's trying to give you a negative and you give them a positive, it throws them off. Yes or no? Hey, the price is too high. No, I'm not. The price is too high. Absolutely. And that's intentional. That's on purpose. What? What? You're telling me the price? Yeah, man, I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to create any tension. You're right. And I'm going to understand where you're coming from because I don't want to sell you on the price. I want to sell you on what you want. I want to service you. So let me ask you this. Are you comparing to the same building or are we talking about price or are we talking about quality here? Because that's what you want to talk about. Right? We go over to the personal life, same thing, right? I gave you guys the car example, you know, or the driving example, but we could do it with anything. Right? I cook one day. You guys don't want to see me in the kitchen. Probably, man, I cook one day, the house is almost burned down, okay? Start cooking, right? My wife's, you know, she takes a bite of the steak. She's looking at me. I'm like, you don't like it? She's like, it's pretty good. You know, she's over here throwing it out. You know, she's agreeing with me. Then she's gonna transition out. But you want to be able to agree with everything, right? So whenever I'm talking to someone, you know, if someone walks into the lot, we're setting sheds, cool, right? I'm walking over. What's the first thing that we hear, guys, when someone's walking? Hey, man, I'm just browsing. I'm just looking. I had to give you the cold shoulder. Good. 100% of the people that we get to do business with are just looking. 100%. Since I got you in the shop today, I want to be sure that you go down the right direction. So let me ask you this. Are you looking for your first building? Are you looking to upgrade? Or are you looking to downsize? All of a sudden, they're like, hey, man, if I need you, I'll let you know. You have a card? Absolutely, I do. Okay, and to be sure that I could get you the right information, okay, let's walk and get that card and just let me know. Again, are you looking for your first building, second building? Because you want to control that. Why? This is not me being pushy, by the way. Every customer, you guys, we have a defense mechanism. We just have that. Right? You're walking down somewhere and you might want to just get that little magazine that someone's passing out, but your defense mechanism, I'm good, thank you. And then you're looking back. Right? And you look back and you grab me one. Why? Your defense mechanism. You just don't know at the moment. We all do this. But you have to understand that it's a stall or a complaint. Don't take it personal. It has nothing to do with you. And this is not you being pushed. It's just you understanding that that's how the world works. Right? You're in the closing table. Okay, cool. I have to think about it. Good. Hey, with a decision like this, you should think about it. I wouldn't want you to do anything different. Okay? To be sure that you have something concrete to think about when you get home, let me ask you, are we going to be thinking most about the price or are we going to be speaking about the quality of the building? Right? Oh, it's the price. Cool. So I know now you're not going to home think about it. You just don't like the price. That's okay. We got to talk about the price. But I'd rather you do that here than somewhere else, because I want you to have something concrete to talk about if we're going to do that. And then I'll teach you guys how to break it down, how to make it super simple. And because that's just understanding people. But why can I do that? Because I'm disciplined. Because this is how I live my life. Because I don't complain about certain things. And if I am complaining, I'm the first one to call myself out. And I know, hey, that's my defense mechanism. I got to think different about it. That's why I could do that. But it's not about me having fancy words, fancy lines, being aggressive or over the top or excited. It's about me understanding people and knowing where they're coming from, knowing how people like to buy, because this is how people have been for years, probably how people are going to continue to be, knowing how to get on the same page, how to service them, how to use the right words that they need to hear, that I need to say, because I do understand them, and then transition over to the real topics of conversations, which are the problem. You handle the problem, the client loves you. Oh, Chris, no, man. Honestly, man, I was not going to buy anything today, man. You're good. No, man, I'm not good. The reason that you weren't going to buy anything today is because you didn't have the right information. All I did was put that on the plate for you. And you made the decision. But hey, since you love the interaction so much, I do need to ask you for a favor. Who do you know, man, that I can help just like I helped you? See, now I'm standing. See, and when we start laughing, that I'm trained. Because I want to help the community. I want to help more people. Why? That's the only reason I showed up to work. Because my family is expecting me to deliver. You know, back in the days, I mean, I don't know how back in the day or you know, but I read books, you know, when the tribes and everything. People, you know, the men or women or whoever, they had to go out to hunt, bring back the food. What happens if they didn't bring back the food? You don't eat, man. So I'm hunting right now. I'm not necessarily hunting for the animal to kill. I'm hunting to service, because I know that the only reason why they even showed up and the only reason why I'm here is to make sure that we could talk. So perspective, guys. Thank you so much for that word. I think that you hit it on the nail. It's all about perspective. I want you guys to change your perspective. I want you guys to be true to yourselves. I want you guys to go after your potential. I want you guys to have fun. I want you guys to be the example for your family. I want you guys to go out there and deliver for your loved ones. I want you guys to take yesterday's topic and today's topic, put them together, get over your internal objections, and be great, guys. Be great. And that's what I have for you guys today. Thank you. Really, I do appreciate all of you. I guess my time is up for the expo. But if you guys need to talk to me, I'll be around. I have my guy around. We're at pittmanacademy.com. We have all our information over there. Love to talk to you guys. Thank you.